to another Chelsea chat, and last night it was Chelsea 1, Borussia Dortmund 1. And yeah, quite an entertaining game actually. I quite enjoyed it. End-to-end stuff at times. Chelsea, to my way of thinking, dominated. We had the better chances. Should have won the game. And Kunku got brought over, went off injured unfortunately. Let's hope he's alright. He went off injured after what I thought was a clear and obvious penalty. The referee didn't agree with me. Again, another feel-good performance. Lots of energy, lots of commitment, lots of things to admire, and some not so good, which I'll go into. But we'll start off with the team. It was Kepa in goal. Right back, Reece James. Inside him, Thiago Silva, Levi Colwill, and Chile was left back. In front of them, we had a pivot of Enzo Fernandez and Conor Gallagher. And in front of them, we had Sterling on the right-hand side and Cuckoo on the left-hand side, Chukwuemeka in the middle, and up front, we had Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson impresses me so much. Last night, he missed a chance. He put it over that he perhaps should have scored, but he was a nuisance all night. Holds the ball up well, unpredictable, good burst of pace. He's just got everything to make it as a top centre forward. And I know it's only pre-season, and I don't want to get overexcited or get the expectations around Nicholas Jackson up too much, but I must admit my expectations are there just purely on the boy's talent and what he's shown us already. So that was a team in the first half. We looked... One thing I've got to say about Pochettino, because I was very, very wary. The job he's done so far in turning that bunch of new players, basically, into a team. We look more like a team than we ever did last year. He's done great. So hats off to Poch. All you got to do now is win a major bit of silverware and you've stuck it right up Glenn. But yeah, we looked like a real cohesive unit last night. Obviously, there's little passages of play where there's a misunderstanding, but you're going to get that. These guys have played together, what, most 2.5 games if they've played most of the minutes. But yeah, it's going really, really well. So I'll go through the team quickly. This won't be long, not for a pre-season friendly. But Kepa to me is not a first team Premier League goalkeeper. And I don't mean top 6 or challenging for the league. I mean Premier League goalkeeper. Largely because he's not dominant enough in the air. A couple of balls came in last night. Dortmund are a big old side, but he just waves. You know, he gets a hand to him, but there's nothing good on the floor. Couldn't really blame him for the goal, but not for me. But yeah, did okay last night. People like me to score them, so Kepa's going to get a 6. Reece James last night, to me, looked a lot more his old self, both defensively and getting forward. He's obviously a bit more conservative playing in the back 4, but that's not a bad thing. And if you look, when he bombs forward, Gallagher generally drops in behind. So let's hope if we sell Gallagher and someone else comes in, they've got the same nous, the same bit about them, or the manager tells them, do that. But yeah, James looked a lot more on it last night. He gets a 7. Thiago Silva last night gets a 7. Good leadership. Again, got up for a very good header that I thought could have gone in, and it went across to Colwill. Colwill last night just signed his new contract. Missed 2 absolute gaping opportunities to score, but that's the way it is. He was good at the back, and at the end of the day, that's what we mainly pay his wages for. But yeah, 2 glaring misses last night that I thought he could have done better with. So yeah, Silva gets a 7. Colwill gets a 6.5, only because of those 2 glaring misses. Chile last night gets an 8. I thought he was excellent again. His awareness of everything around him, defensively he was good. Got forward, put some good balls in. I thought Chile was excellent last night. In front of them, Enzo. I thought Enzo had a very quiet game. Enzo looks to me as though he doesn't really know where he should be playing. And I've said this week we should walk away from the Caicedo deal. But do you know what? We need someone like Caicedo. We need a Kante that'll allow Enzo a little bit more freedom to play his natural game. I can't understand why we're buying players for 30, 40 million, but not paying the extra 20 for Caicedo. If Potter's identified him as a player that we actually need, I'd just pay the extra. I know a lot of people disagree with me, and you know what? Until last night, I disagreed with me. I thought we should just walk away. But for the sake of 20 million, and it's all right for me to say, for the sake of 20 million. But if we were strapped and we were worried about financial fair play, I'd definitely be saying walk away. But we're paying 38 million for players who are going out on loan. What's the young guy's name? I'm going to have to look it up. I still might get it wrong. Leslie Ugochukwu, 23.5 million. So the difference, basically, between what we're willing to pay and what Brighton want, we've just paid out on a 19-year-old defensive midfielder who's probably just going to go straight out on loan. I just don't get that. If you've got the spare 23.5 after you've got your first team squad in place, yeah, go out, fill your boots with these youngsters. And apparently, despite what the Daily Mail said, it is a Pochettino signing. He made his debut against PSG for Rennes, and he was very impressed, and he sort of kept him up there. So that Daily Mail like to cause rifts, don't they? Anyway, I digress. Enzo was quiet last night. One shot that maybe he could have done better with, but yeah, he gets a 5. Very quiet by his own stand. Nice and tidy as always, but very quiet. Conor Gallagher next to him gets a 6.5. Full of energy. I don't know if he's got the quality to be able to coach on. I hope so. But actual sheer energy and defensive work he did last night was excellent, because them Germans, they're no mugs. I mean, they just come off a win against United 3-2, haven't they? They tested us in midfield, and Gallagher was up to it. Right, in front of them, I'll start that side, and Kunku, sorry. Until he got injured, he's got like a really sort of psychic understanding with Nicholas Jackson. And I hope he's not injured, because that could be really, really exciting in the Premier League. Good with the ball, aware of what's going around with him. Pacey, got the lot, the lad. He looks really, really exciting to me, and obviously knows where the goal is. Until he got injured, he would have been getting a 7. Chukwuemeka last night, I thought he went in and out of the game a lot. Sometimes he runs to places where I can't see it. Sometimes he drops back. I can't see it. This is probably manager's orders. Just me, a normal football fan, not understanding what he's doing. But to me, he went in and out of the game too much last night, and he gets a 5. Sterling. Now, he did some things decent last night. A couple of passes that one I can think in particular that set Jackson almost away. Got back and defended a couple of times. I can't fault his effort. He's just not a £47 million signing from Manchester City at the moment. He is as much use as the proverbial one-legged man in an arse-kicking contest. Poch gave him nearly all the game yesterday. I think it was to see if he'd improve. Said he's changed his diet. I'll tell you what, I'd get him down a fish and chip shop and stick some of them down him. Can't do no worse than what he's doing now. Just not at the races. Sterling for me last night gets a 3. I'm sorry. Some of you might disagree, but that's just the way I saw it. Nicholas Jackson last night gets a 7, even though he didn't score. His running, his hold-up play, everything. I just really, really pleased with him. Second half, when they took the lead, it was typical. It was thrown into our box, and it was one of them that's like a pinball, and they scored from close range. A notable mention to Mason Burstow, who got his first Chelsea goal last night. It's a shame it don't count because it's only a pre-season friendly. It doesn't account as an official goal. But he got a header that looped in the 89th minute, and you could see everyone was so pleased for him, and I was pleased for him because I've seen him play for the development squad, and he is a real talent. I mean, he'll need to go out on loan, but a real talent. He knows where that goal is, and I think he'll be back hopefully in that first team one day. I think he's been trying too hard. He's like Conor Gallagher was last year. I mean, he's only a young lad. He's 19 and he burst down. But I was pleased for him because even no one can take that away from you, can you? He still scored. Whether he goes on to have a great career for Chelsea or whether he never scores another goal again, that'll live with him. That'll live with him. 48,000 people. Terrific. Other people I'll give a mention to in the second half. This one's for Ian, that always pulling me up on Cucurella, and I haven't changed my mind on Cucurella. I think his lack of awareness of what goes on around him hinders him. But last night, his performance when he came on, he would have got a 7. A lot more forward thinking, a lot more aware of what was going on around him, it appears. So maybe, just maybe, I'm wrong. I hope he proves me wrong. I hope any player I hope Sterling comes roaring back and shoves it right up me. But yeah, Cucurella gets a notable mention, and so there you go, Ian. I hope I'm not bullying him this week. Who else gets a notable mention? There's a few. I tell you, Ian Maatson, I am so impressed with him. Every time I see the lad, I just think you're the real deal. I like him. I hope we keep him with the squad. Great utility player, and he can fit in virtually anywhere on that pitch. Probably missing someone else out that came on and did well. No one really, apart from Sterling last night, no one really, and Enzo was very quiet. Apart from Sterling, no one really disappointed me. Loads of effort, can't fault them. So that's really last night's game. We edged the possession. I think we had 13 shots with 5 on target. Still better than last year. But on the whole, Dortmund are no mugs, and that was a very good pre-season workout. And we've got to remember, that's all it is. Poch has done everything right at the moment, as far as I'm concerned. Basically getting a team ethic back into that side. And that's no small feat that he's managed that. So well done, Pochettino. Been asked about these new signings. So yeah, I've already said, Leslie Ugochukwu. Yeah, he's supposed to be a big talent. 6'3", big lad, but can put it about a bit in midfield. Quite stylish, very hard working. So what's not to like about that? Probably a little bit too soon for us, but I think if we don't get Caicedo, I think he'll have to stay at the club. He'll have to stay at the club, and I don't think he'll disgrace himself. I think it'll be okay. Like any of these young lads, you've got to give them time. Crikey, he's got to adapt. He's only had, I think, 40-odd games in the French league, so he's suddenly got to adapt to the Premier League. Lad's going to need time, but I think he is a talent. And, do you know, I not wanted to sell Trevor Chalobah. I think he's a real club man. But the guy that they're bringing in, and we've got Badia Shield to come back. You've got Levi Colwill to keep happy. We haven't got European football, so Silva's got to get a game. We've got players that can play in the back four. Cucurella, allegedly. Couldn't stop myself, could I? Reece James can play in there. So we have got players that can fit in. Even Maatson has played there before at a push. But yeah, I'm not wanting to sell Trevor, but it looks like for pure profit, if he goes for 25 million, we're getting a guy called Axel Disasi. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm sure you'll let me know if I haven't. From Monaco. He's been with a few French clubs, actually, which is a little bit of a worry. He's got 4 French caps. 6'3", good leadership qualities, according to everyone in the know, and maybe just what we need when Thiago packs in. Someone that can really organise that defence, and it looks like that's what he can do. And at 38 million, really, he's a snip. Big 6'3", built like a brick outhouse. That's what I think. Goalkeepers, they're talking about Sanchez, who is Brighton's third team goalkeeper. You know, I think we need to replace Kepa. I don't see Sanchez as being a great upgrade on Kepa, although he had a real purple patch of form that put him right up there in the top goalkeepers in the Premier League. But then again, so did Edouard Mendy, didn't he? So I don't think he's the answer, but what do I know? I trust in Poch. Not so much in Bowley and Co, but I trust in Poch. That's all from me then, folks. Please let me know what you thought about the game last night. Please let me know what you think about the signings and the strategy, and let me know about anything else you want to say. Don't let me know about bullying Kukureya, because if that's what I'm doing, then that's what I'm doing. I'm giving my opinion, and that's what it is. No bullying intent at all. I support everyone that runs out there in blue on a Saturday, even if I can't stand them. I mean, like last year, when on one of my few occasions I went to the bridge, I was actually singing Ziyech's name. That's what I do for this club. That's what I do for this badge. I compromise all my principles. Thanks for watching. Give me your feedback. Please subscribe to the channel and show the video a like. And I shall speak to you soon. Up to Chelsea.